Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a video on access control list. So it's actually a relationship. It's actually in relationship with the previous videos. Okay, like the ones we did previously on network address translation, we used access control list, and when we're doing the VPNs, we also used access control list. So we've been using them all along. So what are access control list? It's just a way to define your traffic. Okay. So access control list permit you to define the traffic or to identify the traffic. So they permit you to define or identify your traffic. Let's say you have maybe your network, okay, which is bordered by a router, and that router has access to the internet, okay. And so behind your router, you have your space with an IP set, IP subnet. Let's say 192.168.10.0/24. Okay, so what that means is you could actually create an access control list. You could create an access control list to target this subnet. Okay, that way that traffic going through your router would be permitted. Okay, if it's going through an interface, you could say that traffic is permitted through this outgoing interface to the internet, or is permitted in the inbound side of the router. Okay, and that is when if you want to apply that ACL on the interface. But there are other ways of applying ACLs. Okay. So there are other means of applying ACLs. You can apply an ACL through network address translation, okay, like we saw in the previous videos, where an IP is mapped to another IP, or a subnet is mapped to another IP. So you use an ACL to do the mapping, okay, to define what traffic has to be mapped. You could also apply an ACL through a VPN. We saw that one also previously. Okay, where your traffic that is identified is encrypted. And then tunneled. Okay. In the future, we will see also traffic that is used for voice over IP. Okay, for that traffic you have quality of service that you have to so with quality of service, your traffic that is identified through an ACL will be prioritized. So this and other means are ways in which you could actually apply an ACL. Okay, I didn't add the interface. I took that one for granted. Interface. Okay, where your traffic will be permitted through an interface. And by the way, that's going to be the basis of our of the ACL is going to look at. Okay, so there are two types of ACLs. There are two types. Okay, there are two types. Is either the standard ACLs, okay, or the extended ACLs. I'm sorry for the. I think I could. It's not very clear. Let me go this way. Okay, extended ACLs. All right. In the syntax, how you write your ACLs, you can either write your ACLs numbered, okay, standard or extended. It can be numbered, or they can be named. Okay, so two types of ACLs, standard or extended, and for each one you could either define them numbered or named. Okay, if they are numbered, for the standard, okay, for the numbered ACLs, okay, we have, if they're standard, okay, it's gonna be from 1 to 99, okay, for the standard, or 1300 to 1999. That's for the standard, okay. So usually you can take any number from 1 to 99 for the standard ACLs, and also you can also use 1300 to 1999. And for the extended ACLs, okay, you could either use from number 100 to 199, or you could also go from number 2000 to 2699. Now, ACLs, we need to know where to use them and how to use them. So these are questions that they'll be better answered when we start doing the lab itself. So where to use the standard ACLs, just in a brief form, the standard ACL will be used closer to destination. Okay, let's say traffic is going from point A to point B. Okay, so this is like the destination, and this is like the source. Okay, so in between them you have routers or switches or whatever. So for standard ACLs, it's much better to apply the standard ACL closer to the destination. Okay, that's for the standard ACLs, but we're going to see that more in the when we're applying them. Okay, when we have examples. And then for the extended ACLs, your traffic is going from one point to another point. Okay, from point A to point B, and point B is destination, and point A is a source. So ideally, the standard ACLs, the extended ACLs is better to apply them closest to the source. Okay, and why is because if we apply an ACL close to the source, then the routing processing for the packets will be less, okay, through the journey to the destination. Okay, but for the standard ACLs, we have no choice, because if you apply closer to the source, there's likelihood that your traffic will not be routed, the prioritized traffic, or the traffic that has to be identified would not be routed the right way. So that's why we apply it closer to destination, but it's something you're going to see much clearer when we do some examples. So this is the I'm going to do this lab on a packet tracer. It's much quicker to deploy, much quicker to do everything, and also it's not as heavy as the other application, even though it doesn't have all the functions like GNS3 or even G. But for the purpose of ACLs, I think packet tracer is quite good enough. So this is the lab we're going to be using, or this is the prototype of the lab we're going to use. Okay, so I'm going to build a lab that is typical of this one. Okay, exactly like this one. We're going to build it together. So for this one, we have 4 sites. Okay, we have one network. Okay, 192.168.1 network, 192.168.2 network, .3 network, and .4 network. Okay, so for the .1 network, I have a DNS server with a web server. Okay, if we go in there and we're going to check the IP address. Okay, this is the DNS server, and the services I enabled also the DNS for this one. Okay, and a couple of domains here. So it's also a web server, which means HTTP and HTTPS is enabled for this particular one. Okay, the IP configuration for the laptops and the PCs are all very we know it's basic. Then for this other site here, we have an FTP server. We go in there. I'm showing this because I'm going to build the other lab quickly, and then we're going to just go straight to the well, anyways, we're going to build them together so that you know exactly what's going on. So the IP configuration for the FTP server is already been done. They're using the same DNS server, and then the services for FTP. I added a bunch of users. LT0 is laptop, LT0 is a laptop, then the PC1, PC6 users. So each of the one of them is already configured for this particular example, but I'm going to redo the whole lab again with you. So, and for this site 2, I also have an SNMP server for mail services. Okay, mail services already been configured. Okay, added a bunch of users, PC1, LT0, user 4, and so on. And also I configured IP addresses. Okay, IP address already configured, the same DNS server. For site 3, it's just a bunch of PCs. Okay, and then also I made sure that there's connectivity for all PCs and all laptops with their routers and everything. It's like full mesh. Okay, so from this PC, PC1 should be able to reach PC6, and PC5 should be able to reach PC0. So it's a full mesh. Everybody's seeing each other. And now during the ACL, when we're going to apply the ACLs, we're going to refuse traffic, maybe for user 1, user 4 to be able to get to user 0, and so on and so forth. So we're going to, there's some bunch of exercises that I put here. We're going to deny user 4 access to the web server, okay, which is its IP address. We're going to deny FTP traffic for PC1 and PC6, and then also we're going to then user 5 should not be able to send emails to user 0. That's another exercise we're going to do. All right. So we're not yet there. We're going to have to build this lab together, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to end here, and then the next video we're going to build this lab together. Okay.